Welcome to day 3. Today is awareness of the programming. A really powerful session, bringing awareness to our automated behaviours, the things we do not even pay attention to, the things that we do without even thinking. Automated behaviours. We do them on a loop. So the mind sets the body, and the body loves the mind. It does anything for the mind, even though the body is the truth. The body gives us signs, that gut feeling, that intuition, all inside the body. And it even lets us know in conversations, our soul is the truth. If our words don't match our truth, there's a discomfort and a dis-ease. Stuttering from the words, sweats, the heart races, a dry throat, all things that we can notice that there's a mismatch from mind and body. So we know that our soul is the truth, and when our body and the mind is in perfect balance, we connect to our truth. We connect to the soul. And the body loves the mind so much that even though it knows the truth, it will still do anything for the mind. Mind leads the way. And the mind knows that. And at times, the ego comes around, takes over, takes control. Likes to be in charge, likes the responsibilities, likes the labels. And if we look at it on cycles, the soul, the sun, shows up every day. Every day you show up as yourself, as the soul. Which means we got to work on our soul every day. This is the soul revive. Foundation and the expansion. We show up every day, and the soul is light, it's energy, it's effortless. Just turn up, be at one with the soul. And we spoke about wholeness. Everything including our life is the soul, and the spiritual being having this human experience the soul is to learn, to remember, to know oneself, and to do that it has to master the mind. It has to take control of the body. So when we bring awareness to the mind, the programs from the mind, the words, the thoughts, and then combine with the actions. So we're going to look at unconscious behaviours, and that word habits. I'm going to show you the power of that mind-body relationship, how we do things without even thinking. So question first of all to you all. What habits do you have in your life? Sometimes you blame it on a habit. It's just a habit. A habit is a repeated behaviour. It's automated. It's downloaded by the body. So if we look at the mind, the instructions, the signals to the body. So you've got the soul, the experience. And then the mind, it pays attention. It makes sense of things. And then it sends instructions to the body. So your thoughts stimulate the body. And when we have the same thoughts again and again and again, the body is so intelligent, one of its main roles is efficiency. Make life easy for the mind. It loves the mind unconditionally. And when the mind is overworking, and the body can see, it's a continuation. The body steps in. I remember. I've got this. It's downloaded. It's saved in the hard drive. That's unconscious behaviours. To start with was conscious. To the point where we do things without even thinking about it. And a great example of that, and I'm sure we all can agree, driving. We take our memories back to when we were doing that test. When we first started driving, all the different touch points, look here, look there, pull this, touch that. There was a lot going on in the mind. If we look at flow, that was stop-start, that was clunky, because the mind is learning, processing. And as we turn up each day, repeat the same actions, the body then takes over. So if you bring your awareness to driving, we often drive completely unaware. We get from A to B, and then we question, how did we get there? Well, the time just flew. The mind was out the way. So here's a powerful statement. Alzheimer's is inactivity of the mind. A very powerful statement, so let that sink in. Alzheimer's is inactivity of the mind. So when we go through life on repeat, and imagine going through your whole life to the point where you get retired, and then if we look at the day to day, we do the same old things. We get up, we brush our teeth, we have a shower, we go downstairs, we eat breakfast, we open the paper, we watch TV, repeat, repeat, repeat. After a while, there's no stimulation at the mind. The body takes over. And if we view that mind as a muscle, which it is, and it's not working, it's no activity anymore, we're constantly in flow, then that mind starts to deteriorate. If it's not used, the body will save energy. And a great example of that is for people growing up many years ago as kids, when we used to break an arm, break a leg, remember they'd put you in a cast. And what happens after a few months, you take that cast off, miracle at the body, it healed itself. But what else happens? The muscle shrinks. The leg gets smaller. The bones get smaller. Why? Because after a number of days of consistently not using the arm, the body's like, I'm wasting energy here. Let me send energy somewhere else. The mind re-diverts. The subconscious mind, the body takes over. That's what takes place at the mind. So life, the soul, is to stimulate the mind. The body, the senses, stimulate the mind. And this human experience is experience. The one powerful universal law, which cannot be refuted, is change. All we have is change, yet for some reason we've been programmed to hold on. We get fearful of the unknown. We cling on to the past. As we know, our past does not define us. Our body doesn't know that. Our body just responds to the mind. So awareness is key to change. Awareness takes place in a flash, the speed of light. So we have to bring our awareness to this moment. Remember, we're on a journey. And the program is so entrenched, is so deep. It's there in plain sight. And the focus of this session today is just to bring awareness to the things that we do on repeat. It's the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. And the reason why this is important is just to show there's so much work for us to be doing. There's so much more for us to learn about the ego. And as we know, when we become aware of the ego, it becomes our teacher. We then have a choice. So all of our repeated behaviours, some are truths. We continue to do it because it serves us. It energizes us. Makes us feel great. It lights up our soul. We do things out of love, out of passion, out of joy. Sometimes we lose that spark. Sometimes we repeat and get complacent at the mind. So if we can bring awareness to the things that we do on a daily basis, it shocks the ego. It triggers the ego. And it highlights how there is always room for growth, for change. And that notice is so important on this journey. So we're going to go through day-to-days. And over the next few days, I'd like you to put some of these into practice. And the things I'm going to get you to become aware of is the reaction to the noticing of the repeated behaviour. And this is where the ego gets in. There can be a lot of frustration when you start realising things that you do and you didn't even know. We'd call that cognitive dissonance if we're looking at information. This is us. This is what we do. And it can be a shock, a soul shock. At the same time, it can empower us to make change, because when we become aware of these things, when things we then bring awareness to that usually we'd label as very difficult, really challenging, you'll see if we can do the things every day and change, because they are ingrained almost in the DNA. This journey, this spiritual journey, is about stripping back the layers. So, closing your eyes, I'm going to talk you through 5 things. I want you to put yourself in the first person. Imagine looking out through the eyes of your soul. Reminding and remembering, taking yourself back to these moments. And and then bring that into action, moving forward. So simple changes bring a great level of awareness and teachings. This changed my life, and boy, I got frustrated at times. I noticed the ego every time. Ego check, all the time. And when you're made aware of things that you didn't know yourself, you had no clue, that's the ones that you get to work at. And it's the consistency in our own time. Once you become aware and you're choosing for change, you'll see the changes do come your way. So, we talk about balance. Live life in balance. So let's start. If I was to ask you a question, what is your weaker hand? Did you notice that you picked a hand without even thinking of the question? We've labelled it weak already. So, the hands that we use, we label ourselves right-handed, left-handed. That's our label. We carry it with us the whole life. If we look about balance, imagine energy, imagine proportion, imagine a continuation of that one hand. We pick things up, we shake hands, we throw, same hand. What about the other hand? So, going through your day, just one day, remember it's awareness, we're learning. Change to the opposite hand. Everything that you pick up, set the intention to pick up with that opposite hand for one day. Starting by brushing your teeth. Watch what takes place. And because it's such a change, instantly it brings you present. It's a shock to the system. We go automated to the behaviours already there, and we have to catch yourself in that moment. Sometimes we miss it, but the moment we catch and we make that change, it leaves us with so much understanding, so many insights. That frustration will be there. And then a game plan for the next time. How do you remind yourself? What am I going to do differently this time? What worked then? Constantly reflecting on your actions. Changing the hands. So that's for the body. Remember, the body's on repeat. So, one for the mind. And this is powerful. Again, it will wind you up. Sometimes it might be too much of a hassle. However, this is change, this is our life, this is growth. Your mobile phone. Many years ago, when we were born, we weren't even talking about phones, cell phones. Your whole life in your phone. Your whole life in the cell in your body. So your password for one day, change that password. And watch how every time you pick up your phone, jolt, soul slap, ego check. Watch the automation. Watch the shock. And if you set the intention knowing that this is for training, this is teachings, this is growth, this is learning, then you can let go of the frustration. Think of the bigger picture. Zoom out. bring awareness next to your kitchen, where we make our food, we eat our food, we pour our drinks, we wash our dishes. Lots of time in the kitchen. We also have a kitchen bin where we throw things away. So that bin's mostly been located in the same place for a long time. And a clean home equals a clean mind. So if we change the location of the bin just for one day, bump up the days, do it for 1 week, and every time you go to throw something away, there'll be a reminder. And it's these automated behaviours that we're bringing awareness to, the obvious ones. Because when we do get caught by surprise going on this journey, which we will, we can accept it because the things that we do day to day, we don't even know. We forgot. So changing the bin in the kitchen or any room. So Alzheimer's to improve, dementia to improve, stimulation of the mind. And here's a powerful fact for you. People that speak 2 languages, the percentage that have Alzheimer's is very, very low, almost next to none. Why? Because the mind is being stimulated all the time, on the lookout. Awareness. That's growth. So subtle changes make big gains. Do that over a lifetime. And then we can enjoy the experiences that come our way, instead of being in that sleepy state. So yesterday we spoke about stillness as the soul. And in that stillness is the silence. And since I've been on this journey, the silence has been one of my favourite things. I love to stay silent. I listen like a stone with ears. And silence, for some reason I just assumed it was being silent with my words, with the noise that comes out my mouth. And I've been going to yoga consistently now for about 6 weeks. My whole body's changed. It's the first time I've been consistent with this practice, and for me, it's been a game changer. And the reasons why I feel that many men do not go yoga, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why I didn't go. Firstly, not much practice. My ego, I'm not very good at that. Oh, everyone knows what they're doing there. I look stupid. That goes off all the time. And then concentration. You have to be in the body. Because as soon as the mind gets in the way, you're shaking, you're falling over, the unbalancing mind. So yoga is union, body, mind and the soul. That's Shavasana, the best part of the day. And being in a place of calmness, of awareness, I notice silence from my movements, from me opening my bag to putting down my bottle on the floor, to my breath. Everything that we do creates sound. And I realize, slow down. Rush is from the mind. And with that slowing down becomes silence. The becomes calmness. That takes us into stillness. So being present in every moment. So as you go through the day, bringing silence into the life doesn't mean ignoring everyone, not speaking. No. Choosing your words wisely. Engaging in the conversations as you do. However, bring awareness to your movements. When we eat, when we rest, when we walk around, are we sitting still? Or are we fidgeting? Always moving. And I got hit with my biggest soul slap for this one. I assumed, Mr. Meditator, Mr. Presence, always calm. That was my ego. Then I met someone who said, you move all the time. All the time you're stretching, you're moving. I thought you had a problem. And I laughed. That struck a chord, that hit me. And then I become aware I was moving all the time. To the point where I thought I had a problem. I had to sit on my hands. All the time. And now, from that awareness, from that soul slap, that ego check, I'm now still. I am so present. Poker face. Stillness in the body. Silence in the mind. And it's helped so much. So silence is the soul. Can we bring awareness to quieting down our movements, our steps, things that we do in our day? And then the fifth one for awareness, and this I'm going to ask and encourage to continue day by day. Mirror work. And this is simple. Appreciation for yourself. So, anytime you walk past a mirror, sometimes you're unaware it's there, it just pops up. To notice and appreciate you. If you don't want to take the title as you yourself, notice and appreciate your soul. Every time, look at the eyes of your soul. Be creative with your words. Be creative with your thoughts. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. A compliment to your soul, which means a compliment to yourself. So awareness of the programming is all over our life. As we unravel to get to the truth, we have teachings along the way. And when we bring awareness to the unconscious behaviours, we then have a choice. And that choice is our truth. So let us know what comes up for you. And we'll see you all on the next session.